My name is Brooke Harris. Roll call, please.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Fanton? Mrs. Burdick?
Here.
Mr. Curran?
Here.
Mr. Demick?
Here.
Mr. Havey?
Here.
Mr. Ricky?
Here.
Mrs. Root? Here. Mr. Stockin? 8 present.
Thank you. All right, first on the agenda is a resolution for enhanced federal Medicaid assistance percentage reconciliations. We just went over this in budget. It's referred to us. Would someone like to make a motion?
Havey will move that.
Thank you, Mr. Havey. And a second?
Burdick will second it.
Thank you, Ms. Burdick. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. We have a request from the Director of IT, Keith Hooker.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am requesting $175,000 be moved from contingency over to the project safety upgrades line item.
Someone like to make that motion for discussion?
Curran moves.
Ms. Root made the motion, Curran seconds. Mr. Hooker has requested if there's any in-depth conversation on this that we enter into executive session for purpose of matters which will imperil the public safety if disclosed. Is that a good one?
Yes.
If there isn't any discussion in that regard, we can stay in open session. Any questions from the committee or others?
I have a question, Brooke.
Ms. Burdick?
I'm just wondering what this entails, and that's probably going to be executive session, right?
Generally, it's an upgrade to the security system for cameras and door access.
Mr. Demick, do you have a question? Comment?
Negative.
Okay. I guess a quick one. So it's not budgeted, right? It's coming out of contingency.
Correct.
Is this an unexpected expense?
This is an expense that was asked of me to get some quotes. So I got the quotes, and there was apparently money in the contingency, so we're here.
Okay. Ms. Ross?
Yep, I'll just expand on that for a minute. This is an ongoing project that we started a couple years ago, and we've gotten so far that this is the next step to completing more of that project with some enhanced additions to the security system that we put in and started a couple years ago. So if you remember correctly, I believe we started at pre-COVID, and we did what we could during COVID, and now this is really getting back on track. We did put a substantial amount of money in contingency for some of these projects that were on the edge. This one has come now to the forefront, and Keith is ready to move forward with the project.
In general, what is the condition of our contingency account?
I can give you that update if you give me a few seconds, but we have used contingency for a couple of positions that we knew we were gonna need, but they were not budgeted when you did your 2022 budget, so we had put some money in there. We had also put some money in there for different projects throughout the year. I think we had $1 million in there. This is the first, it might be the second tap on that $1 million, but we're still within a good amount of money, but I will get that figure for you before the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next question is for the budget officer. This is a big expense. Are you comfortable with this transfer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Ms. Root?
Could this money come out of the ARP money or CARES money?
That was my first question to the treasurer, and I believe she preferred contingency.
Okay.
I think my opinion on that is that until you really decide what you're gonna do with that big tranche of money, I think you need to use what you have in your budget. This probably could fit in there, but if we wanna move forward with this now, I think we need to use what we have before you guys, you haven't made a decision on that big pot of money yet. So once you make a decision, I would rather keep that whole in case you have a big project that you wanna do. So, we decided really to just kind of go to contingency first. And that balance, I can tell you that we started out with $1,850,000 in that account. We have used just a little under $500,000
Thank you.
so far this year,
Thanks.
not including this 175.
Okay, any other questions for Keith or the back table? Are you available to discuss this in private with legislators if necessary?
Yes, at any time.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is County Attorney Allison Caro with a couple requests to fill.
Good afternoon. I have two requests to fill positions for the first assistant county attorney and the second assistant county attorney. I do want to clarify that these two requests are not to add two additional positions to my office. I'm just looking to hire one additional attorney. The other position would be a promotional position, and so there's currently a third assistant county attorney in my office, but that position would be being eliminated. If there's going to be specific discussions about the configuration of my office and how this would be played out, then I would just ask that we would go into executive session to discuss matters leading to the promotion of a particular person.
Thank you. Okay, let's get a motion on the first one to fill the first assistant county attorney. Moved by Mr.
Second,
Fenton.
Demick.
Seconded by Mr. Demick. Thank you. Mr. Healy.
You said you're going to eliminate the third assistant,
Yes, that is my understanding. That is my plan.
or you're just not? You're just going to leave the position empty?
They're going to leave the position, at this time, I'm going to leave the position empty. I'm going to defer to the county administrator to just explain the overall configuration of the attorneys right between my office and the DS and the Department of Social Services.
So previously, prior to this county attorney, we had other county attorneys. We had to make some adjustments last year where we split off some positions to DSS. So we always had a county attorney and 3 assistants. There came a time where we had no one in that office, and we had to make some moves to make sure the matters in DSS were taken care of. And we moved 3 positions down in DSS. And so far that has been filled by 1 part-time person, and they are getting ready to hire 1 full-time person to start this July. They've never filled their 3rd position down there either. In the meantime, we've hired Ms. Caro. She's getting her staff up to date. She's hired a full-time person already. She's going to be making some moves. She still has these 3 assistant slots. She is going to be filling slots 1 and 2, probably leaving 3 open, with a net result of 1 half body. That half body extra is down in DSS. I think that we're really not adding additional cost in fringe. That person also takes care of some stuff that was previously handled by a contract, so I don't feel like we're really adding any cost. Also, that DSS work is usually reimbursed through grants that DSS is able to go after. So I don't feel like that's an overall hurting your budget compared to where it was, say, 2019. I know there were a lot of moves 2019 forward, so if that helps give you any history of where we're at and why we're doing some things we're doing right now.
No, I agree, but I thought the county attorney said they were going to do away with a 3rd assistant, and I didn't question, would question the wisdom in doing that if
I misspoke, I apologize.
versus just leaving it open.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the
the-
idea is to leave 3rd assistant open in county attorney's office, 3rd assistant open in DSS as well. I don't know if there's really a need to make any moves with either of those positions. It still leaves some flexibility as, Ms. Carroll, when did you start? January?
In January.
Yeah, so we were only a few months into your term. You're trying to get your staff up to date, and you're trying to work with DSS on how to better legal services overall for the county.
So we can approve these requests to fill and just not indicate any subsequent backfills if she intends to make a promotion, right?
Correct.
And then, do you know if DSS has been given permission to fill their vacant?
I think they may have been given permission to fill that vacant last summer. I've spoken to Ms. Kays. I don't believe she's going to fill that vacant third. She is filling the vacant second. Like I said, they have someone hired and ready to start in that vacant second 2 weeks from now.
We can't rescind it, like make her bring it up and tear it up in front of.
No, and she needs, we need to have people in place. We have a lot of legal needs all over the county, whether they're in DSS or just general countywide, which Ms. Carroll handles. We need to have those bodies in those positions.
Probably a discussion for another day, but the configuration of all these attorneys and under which offices they reside needs to be addressed as well.
It needs a final determination, and I think it's probably premature to make that determination today. I really think you need to get people hired, see how they interact, see what their strengths and weaknesses are. Not every attorney can do every piece of work. Some attorneys specialize in some things. You might have some attorneys that just want to do family court that wouldn't be suitable in a county attorney's role because they wouldn't be adept to doing other things. Those are the things you have to look at when you find people that are interested in working for the county and putting them in the best positions possible. So I think there's a lot still to be resolved and worked out. Or vice versa. You might find someone that can do it all and wants to be in the county attorney's office and help DSS. So.
Ms. Burdick?
So can I, or we assume that you have found people to fill these positions?
I have not found anyone yet, so I'm just coming, asking for the request to fill so I can put out an advertisement and start asking, looking around and actually actively search for somebody. I did not want to prematurely do that and then potentially come here and not be able to fill the position.
I'll say that the first assistant is currently me. I have that appointment to help out until we can get more bodies in place. And I plan to resign from that as soon as we can find someone full-time to be in that position. So I really am very supportive of getting that position filled.
Any other questions or comments? The only last one I have is regarding the salary range. Bobby and Chris, are you comfortable with that as it relates to other attorney positions we have within the county?
Yes, and we spent some time looking at that. Those are the ranges that will be advertised and talked about in job offers. Any final salary has to still come back for a resolution because you have to do the resolution changing the Section 4 salary plan. So, because there are no salaries really attached to that would, they wouldn't help with a full-time person. You need to make those salary adjustments when the hire is made.
Okay. All right, so we're talking still about the first assistant county attorney. Other questions or comments? Not all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That one's carried. And now we need a motion for the second assistant county attorney, please.
Demick will move it.
Thank you, Mr. Demick.
Ricky second.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky. Any discussion specifically on that position? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That one carries. Thank you. Oh, you've got one more, right?
I have one more, yes.
Transfer, yeah.
Yes, I'm asking for a resolution requesting a budget transfer in the 2022 budget from contingency to the county attorney regular pay in the amount of $90,000. The additional attorney that I just requested was not budgeted for in the county attorney budget.
Okay.
And this will get me through the year.
Okay. Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll move it.
Havey will second that.
Okay, thank you. Contingency's taking a hit today. How do people find out about that?
Well, I think we'd had money set aside for salaries, and this was one that we knew might have to be addressed depending on who we hired for county attorney. Getting that office up to staff, we didn't know if we would do it this year or the following year, so we budgeted lighter than normal.
And this number hits the spot for a half a year between salary and fringe. Okay. All right, any questions or comments on the budget transfer? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk of the Board, Brenda Rigby-Reilly.
Yes, I was notified earlier this week that the Cuba Patriot will not be publishing on August 10th and October 12th. We need to designate the Alfred Sun and Spectators as the official newspapers for those weeks. And then I was also notified that the Alfred Sun will not be publishing on July 28th and August 4th. And we need a resolution designating the Cuba Patriot and Free Press and the Spectator as the official newspapers for those weeks.
Okay. Do you want two separate motions?
I believe it could be just done in one motion.
Okay, would someone like to make that motion?
Ricky will move.
Ricky moves it.
Burdick seconds.
Ms. Burdick, thank you. Any discussion on that? Not all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's carried. Any old business? New business? Anything for the good of the order? Anyone care to make a motion to adjourn?
Havy will move that.
Thank you, Mr. Havy.
Curran, second.
Curran seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.